Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. How Kate Middleton overcame awful pressure with unstoppable determination, her one radiant priority revealed. In what was a whirlwind week for the Princess of Wales, she delivered a passionate plea on behalf of all parents and made a dazzling return to the red carpet for one of the biggest royal events of the year. Ahead of her glamorous night out with Prince William at the Royal Variety performance, she issued a rallying call to some of the country's most influential business leaders to support, encourage and enable workers, especially those with young children, to have healthy home lives. The princess was speaking at the Future Workforce Summit, hosted by her Royal Foundation Business Task Force for Early Childhood, and it was her first major public speech since her cancer diagnosis. At the event at Salesforce Tower in London, Kate, 43, spoke passionately of valuing time and tenderness just as much as productivity and success, and how profitability and having a positive impact on employees' lives were not, and should not be, incompatible. Every one of you interacts with your own environment, a home, a family, a business, a workforce, a community, she said. These are the ecosystems that you yourselves help to weave. Imagine a world where each of these environments were built on valuing time and tenderness just as much as productivity and success. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond exclusively tells OK that Kate's words were particularly impactful and came from a deeply personal place. "I admire Catherine for practicing what she preaches," Jenny says. "I'm sure she fully understands the pressures that exist for many working parents, and means every word she says. She is a hands-on mum as much as she can possibly be, and she has encouraged William to be a full-on dad. Obviously, they are both incredibly privileged to have some choice in the matter, and they've taken a fair bit of flack for doing things like ring-fencing school holidays as family time. But Catherine believes passionately that these early years in her children's lives are by far the most important and formative." She was also speaking as a mother with the awful added pressure of managing ill health following her diagnosis. There's no doubt she understands and appreciates that being able to take time off from work to prioritize her health and her family was a privilege, and is incredibly grateful for this. Now she appears to be using her platform to highlight the good that she knows can come from that privilege, for the benefit of other parents and society as a whole. It is a cause that is incredibly close to her heart. The day after the summit, Kate enjoyed a night of glamour, show-stopping performances, and the appearance of a very special little bear at the Royal Variety performance. Again, it was a welcome return to a more normal royal diary following her and William's absence last year. The beaming couple arrived at the glittering Royal Albert Hall event, and Kate wore a stunning floor-length velvet gown while William, 43, donned a coordinated velvet tuxedo. They appeared united and at ease as they watched the cast of Paddington the musical take to the stage, along with pop star Jessie J and Grammy Award-winning singer Lao Fei, to raise funds for the Royal Variety charity. Later in the evening, Kate, who added some extra sparkle with a pair of diamond earrings originally gifted to Queen Elizabeth II on her wedding day, spoke to price tag singer Jessie J, 37, who underwent a mastectomy for breast cancer in June. After exchanging a few words and a warm embrace with the princess, Jessie shared, "Mum to Mum, who has just recently gone through cancer, I just wanted to give her a hug. We acknowledge that it's something that is not easy to go through, especially in the public eye." Kate also shared a sweet moment with two very special youngsters, 9-year-old twins Olivia and Emily Edwards, whose parents work at Brinsworth House, a care home for entertainment workers which is supported by the Royal Variety charity. As she spoke to the girls about the Paddington performance, the princess revealed Prince George, 12, Princess Charlotte, 10, and Prince Louis, 7, were very sad not to have been allowed to accompany their parents on their night out. "My kiddies were very sad. We're going to have to keep it a big secret that I saw you guys," she smiled. "They were very sad not to be joining us." Kate's attendance at the two major events was a clear sign that she is feeling strong enough to handle a busier workload, Jenny tells us, but she will no doubt still want to be around as much as possible for her children. Jenny says, she's determined to be there for her own children as much as possible, and she wants business leaders to take a look at the work-life balance they provide for their employees, and we should all be grateful for that. Unless someone stands up and shouts that work can be all-consuming, especially now that we are contactable 24/7, we'll continue to get the balance all wrong. And it's not just Catherine's opinion. Her foundation is providing evidence that children who are brought up in a nurturing and loving environment, where parents give them those most valuable assets that are time and love, are more emotionally secure in later life. Kate's determination to create a positive legacy from her royal status has distinct echoes of Queen Elizabeth II, who vowed on her 21st birthday to dedicate her life to the service of the Commonwealth. But she has also made it clear that her children will not miss out on valuable time with their mother. In the video update she shared in September 2024 to announce the end of her chemotherapy treatment, she spoke of finding a new perspective. This time has above all reminded William and me to reflect and be grateful for the simple yet important things in life, which so many of us often take for granted. Of simply loving and being loved, she said. Next year has a number of momentous milestones in store for the family. Prince George will complete his final year of primary education at Lamrock School, leaving behind his younger sister and brother. The firstborn will also enter his teenage years, when he turns 13 on the 22nd of July, before heading off to secondary school. The topic of where he will continue his education has been much discussed, with questions swirling about whether Kate and William will break tradition and send him to a co-ed secondary, rather than as a boarder to Eton College like his father and uncle, Prince Harry. According to Jenny, the decision is likely already made, and it is not the only change happening in their new Forest Lodge home, which they moved to from Adelaide Cottage earlier this month. William spoke recently of some familiar parental dilemmas, revealing that he and Kate have yet to allow George to have a mobile phone. Speaking to a journalist in Brazil during his recent Earthshot prize trip, he also shared that his days were filled with play dates, taxi driver, sports days, matches, playing in the garden when I can, further demonstrating just how aligned he and Kate's parenting values are. Jenny adds, "It is certainly a big year ahead, and as George becomes a teenager, it is very clear the children are their priority, and Kate especially wants to spend as much time with them as possible after her illness, and it is wonderful to see. I would suppose his new school has already been decided. Personally, I think it would be a great shame if he is going to be sent away to board, and I would have thought that would go against some of Catherine's central beliefs. On the other hand, she went to boarding school and seemed to enjoy it, so I suppose she feels ready to cross that bridge with George." Jenny continues, "It's becoming easier to push away those memories of her illness now, but I think it has changed her whole perspective on life. As she reminds us constantly, love and kindness, time and tenderness are vital anchors in the lives of the young and the old, and the family is a wonderful example of that." If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment and share.